All right, we'll do this again. So yeah, Super M out on the field. We're gonna cut right to the chase. I'm gonna try some Tumblebug work with it today. This is the first time we've had it out, or I've had it out doing any kind of work with it at all. So we're gonna go kind of light with it at first, feel things out. We're still watching for leaks. Of course, we have to watch like the torque on the wheel clamps, all those nuts and everything, along with the wheel hub clamps, all that fresh paint on things. You want to make sure nothing's going to loosen up. We might even go in, check the side rails after a bit, things like that. Even look at the, the torque on the bolts for the front wheels. Get in here. That's going to be kind of some light intermediate work that's just going to be good for just kind of running this thing in. We'll take the cultivator through this, kind of rip it up. That brings a lot of the debris, a lot of the trash to the surface. We might be picking rocks. At least we have no roots over here. That's a good thing. Not like that woods edge over there. So yeah, tell you, as much as I hate painting, that is a good looking girl. Oh my gosh. I get those lights and that brake lock on there, finish it up. All right, let's get busy. So that seemed to go pretty well so far. Plenty bumpy, but the first time over that rough stuff where I've had the backhoe always is. So scraper hooked up now, and I'm gonna have to do an adjustment here. Set that stuff right there for now. So it all has to do with your drawbar height, because the Super M's drawbar is significantly higher than the H. That, well, raises the cutting edge further up out of the ground. So you only have a fixed amount of pitch on that bowl. So when you're cutting and you pull the loading lever here, that's going to pitch it forward, so you want it to be just past center line to dictate how aggressive your cut is. Then when you release that lever, it's going to pitch the cutting edge just above center line, and then you're in the carry mode. You can take it to where you want it before you dump it. But because the M's drawbar is higher, that lifts the whole hitch, so your effective range of motion is now higher. So I just checked it. We're on the flat level ground right here. When I pull the loading lever, all the way forward, that's going to pitch that cutting edge just about even with the ground. So maximum cut, I'm only like that. I'm like level. I need to be a little bit past. So you adjust that with these roller stops right here. The H and the D2, like them where they are with 3 holes exposed above the top. These fixed stops are for your dump. They're not really that critical. It just matters, or that just changes how heavily you screed the material out once you pitch that bowl forward. I'm gonna leave those where they are because they don't have to move. So I'm gonna take these by eyeball. I think 1 series of holes up would probably do it. We might have to do 2 at the max. Let's just see. All right, that went pretty well. I tell you, the M didn't even so much as hiccup. That thing is tight and crisp, and it pulls just like a cat. That's pretty high praise from this old boy. And ignore these black flies. You can tell it is spring. They are out in full force. Man, you're trying to get in my ears. So we used to have a little bit of a rise here, and it's gone now. Well, except for we get a little bit high in here because I'm getting down where we're finding the nuggets. So this one right here, I kind of dug with the spade around that far, and it's still going on all corners. So we ended up a little high right here because the scraper just pops right up over those things. We got another big one right here, and it's still, like I said, still going all around. We did manage to dislodge that one, but all three of those are going to be backhoe rocks. So we ended up a little high there, and there, because I just kind of had to work around them, but we'll get a little better elevated view. Yeah, and those are the smaller ones I picked out today. About normal for this ground, so that's how rock piles are born, right? So a little bit better view from up top here. You can see we ended up pretty flat right there, and considerable amount of material for road base fill right there. Should get that dip out of there, continue it right on down. And when I was scraping, I would heap the bowl up, and as I came out the other side, whatever filtered beneath the cutting edge kind of filled in my little low spot over there. So I got that filled and packed without even having to dump. So that was pretty good. So yeah, backhoe is going to come up here next, and we'll dig those three out and get that kind of flattened back out over there. Then we'll grade and slope where we put all the material over here. And then, if I'm happy with it, that whole pile gets put back right there, and we'll start disking it down. So, all right, time to take the Super M back home. Get out of these flies, god darn it. Yeah, that's pretty happy with how that performed today. We got a little bit dusty, and well, like I said, we didn't put show paint on this one, we put working paint on it. So drawbar is never going to be the same again, right? That's okay. That's what we did it for. So, all right, yeah, could not be happier. First time out with Super M. That thing just didn't miss a beat. Liking it.